The next question is related with the ring of fire. So with reference to ring of fire, consider the following statements, and we have been given here 3 statements, right? Now let's take a look at what is ring of fire. From the term itself, ring of fire, it's related with the volcanoes, right? The largest distribution of volcanoes is in the world is there in this region in the Pacific Ocean, and that we call it as ring of fire. Not only the case of the volcanoes, rather than like say earthquakes plus the tsunamis, their distribution is larger there in this region. Okay, now let's take a look at why this region is having large number of volcanoes or earthquake or tsunamis, right? Now it's related with the plate boundaries. Now the entire world is divided into different plates, and we are having 3 main types of plate boundaries, namely divergent plate boundary, convergent plate boundary, and transform plate boundary, right? From the term itself, divergent means the plates are diverging apart, and the convergent means the plates are converging together, right? And transform means they are slipping past each other, right? They are not converging, they are not diverging, rather than they are slipping past each other. Anyway, one of the major plates in the world is Pacific plate, right? And another major plate is Eurasian plate, then North American plate, South American plate, African plate, and Indo-Australian plate, as well as Antarctican plate. These are regarded as the major plates, right? And we are also having various minor plates, namely Nazca plate, Cusco plate, and Philippine plate. Anyway, right? In this region, right? In this Pacific plate region, what happens is that the Pacific plate is converging with the Eurasian plate, as well as the North American plate and the South American plate, and also true in the case of Indo-Australian plate. So what happens is that the Pacific plate is moving towards north, and it's converging with the other plate boundary, other plates, right? Now let's take a look at the convergent plate boundaries. Now when we are having, when the plates are converging, the densest plate will always get subducted, right? If you are comparing 2 plates, one continental plate, another oceanic plate, the oceanic plate, right, the oceanic floor or the crustal region, the oceanic crustal region, they are having they are having more density than the continental crustal regions, or you can generally say the continental plate. So if you are having 2 plates converging together, always the oceanic plate will be subducting. So in the Pacific plate, this region, the Pacific plate is an oceanic plate, and these plates can be regarded as the continental plate. So what happens is that in these regions, the Pacific plate will get subducted, right? And Pacific plate will be moving, going under the continental plate. So what happens is that, this subducting plate will get converted into magma, and it can rise up towards the surface, creating volcanoes. For that reason, right, in the ring of fire region, since we are having convergent plate boundary, the Pacific plate is getting destroyed, in the sense, it's getting subducted and it's getting converted into magma. They are rising up towards the surface and resulting in the distribution of volcanoes. Plus this region, right, since it's an unstable region where they are colliding, in this region the energy from the interior can get released in the form of earthquake, and for that reason this region is also prone to large number of earthquakes, right? Now another specific property of this region where the plates are subducting under another plate is the formation of trenches. And trenches, they are kind of oceanic relief features, and in this particular picture you can see the trench. What happens is that, when the plate are subducting, that narrow grooves will be created. We'll be having a narrow basins with steep sides, right? And that we call it as trench. So trenches, they are generally associated with those regions where the oceanic plate is subducting under the continental plate. Okay. Now coming back to the question, with reference to ring of fire, consider the following statements, and we have been given here 3 statements, right? And which of the statements given above is or are not correct. So this is a not correct based question, right? So going through the first statement, it is a zone of convergent plate boundary. As we have seen earlier, right, the Pacific plate is converging with different plates like Eurasian plate, North American plate, South American plate, as well as Indo-Australian plate. So the first statement is true, and it cannot be the answer, right? So we can eliminate all the options with 1 in it, right? We can eliminate A as well as C. So answer would be either B or it can be D, right? Now going through the third one, right, since B is having 3 only, going through the third one, it is associated with deep trenches, again, which is true, right? In the ring of fire regions, we are having the convergent plate boundary. So the oceanic plate or the Pacific plate is getting destroyed, or it is getting subducted, right? It's getting converted into magma. So those regions we will be having deep trenches. So again the third one is correct, right? So B cannot be the answer, and here answer comes out as D, which is none of the above. That means all the three statements given here, they are true, right? Going through the second one, it is an active seismic and volcanic zone, which is again true. Plus we are also having large number of tsunamis taking place in this region, right? So here the answer comes out as D, which is none of the above.